Hi and welcome back to my devlog series. Today is Monday, I just finished up school and I'm on my way home, so when I get home, I'll hopefully have some time to work on my game. So I just got home from school and one of the first things I want to work on this week is the aiming, because it's very hard to aim in the game currently. As you can tell, it's kind of like a resonance movement going on with his arms. They're just wiggling back and forth, making it pretty much impossible to aim correctly. So I really want to get that out of the way this week first. Fixing the aiming turned out to be harder than I initially thought, mainly because everything in this game is physics based, his arms, his limbs, everything. So it's not just as simple as making his arms point towards the mouse or towards the controller, because it's all falling towards the ground and everything is affected by gravity. So it's a bit more tricky, and I kind of ended up making Superman and things just completely stopped working. So I think I'm gonna have to put this issue aside for now and come back to it later. So after I set the aiming issue aside, I started working on the movement system, because before, when you lost your legs or any other limb, your ragdoll would basically go crazy and start flying, and I've made it so that doesn't happen, and you can now control your ragdoll even though you lost your legs, which is kind of a fun feature. As you can tell, you can kind of jiggle around and use your hands and do different things, which is a lot of fun. I still haven't made up my mind if I want them to bleed out or if you should just be able to keep on going forever as like a half-dead guy, but I think both would be fun, so I'll try and figure out a good solution for that. I've also worked on some blood splatter, which you can see on screen, which just kind of helps indicate if you hit your target or not. But I don't want to have too much like gore and blood in the game, so I might just make the blood the color of the stick man, so it's just kind of an indicator that you hit the stick figure. But that's going to be all for today. For now, I'll just be doing some homework and then go get some sleep. Today's Tuesday. I've pretty much been working with school all day today, and I don't think I'll get too much work done on the game. But before I go to bed, there's one feature I want to implement, and that's a knockout feature. So basically, if you get hit really hard in the head by, for example, an arrow, or someone falls down really hard on you, then you get knocked out for a couple of seconds, depending on how hard that thing hits you. So that's what I want to implement. You can see it on the screen right now. It kind of works, but it's also a bit buggy, so I still need to do some work on it. But the idea is there, and that's what I want to implement. But for now, I have to go to bed because it's getting kind of late and I've got school tomorrow. It is Wednesday, my dudes, and it's time to tackle the aiming again. I really want to get this out of the way, so today I'll mostly just be putting all my time into figuring out a way to fix the aim problem, because as you can tell, it's pretty bad at the moment, and I really want to just fix this. So I've been working on the aiming issue for quite a while now, and I think I've figured out a pretty decent solution to it. It took some time before I realized it, but it was super obvious. But basically, I'm just counteracting the swinging motion by applying a force that is the negative of where it's currently moving. So basically, if his hands are moving up, there will be a force applied down, but only if he's aiming, for example, to the left or to the right. So it kind of has some specifications, but it works very well in practice. So as you can tell now, his hands are stable as something very stable. I don't know, but you can tell the aiming is so much easier and better now, and you can actually aim where you want to aim with the controller stick, which is great. I'm also working on implementing some animation system. So far, I've just implemented the very core of the system, but as you can tell, it kind of works in practice. When I start firing, he's raising his arms, and then he releases his arm when I fire, sometimes. But that's the idea anyway. But for now, I'm gonna go and get some workout done, and then I will probably sleep because it's getting quite late. But I feel like I've done quite a bit today, which is good. I started the day off with some school work, but I'm pretty much finished up now and I will dive right into Unity and start working on the animation system. As you can see, it's kind of working a bit better now. His hand is sort of moving back like you would if you held an arrow sometimes. It's not really very consistent, but I'll be working on fixing that a bit. But I did run into a couple of issues. His hand would occasionally act as the arrow and sometimes he would just blow up. Yeah, so these are all a couple of issues, but they all come with trying to make animations that are procedurally generated, because I can't just simply make animations. I have to use physics to sort of generate an animation, which is quite a bit harder than just creating an animation through animating. But that's really everything I'm going to have time for today. I now have to head off to work and I won't be home till late, and I'll probably just go to bed. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get some more progress on the animation system. It's Friday morning, I just finished off my workout and it's time to get going on the game. So first off today, I've just polished up the bow animation and I feel like it looks a bit better now. It's way more consistent and his arm doesn't get ripped off, which is, that's a good addition. And as you can tell, I came across an issue with the bow, or rather the arrows. When you shoot to the left, they work just fine, but if you shoot to the right, they will kind of move the wrong way, which was a bit weird. I first thought it had something to do with where I applied the force on the arrow, and I tried to fix that, but that didn't really work out too well. It kind of gave some weird results. But eventually I figured out it had something to do with the pivot point of the arrow tip, which I eventually managed to fix. It wasn't really a hard fix, I just didn't really understand why the problem was there in the first place, but it was kind of obvious. And as you can see, everything is working as it should now, which is good. But for now, I'm headed off to make some lunch and then I'll be off for a concert, actually, with some of my friends. So I probably won't get much more progress done for today. I've also briefly tried to refresh my physics skills from way back, which didn't go too well, but I'm working on it so I can make the enemies aim properly with the bow. It's Saturday and I've pretty much spent most of the day implementing a system that allows the non-human players to aim at the players. Now, I already had a system like this, but it didn't quite work too well, and I also had some issues using this system together with animations, so I've completely reworked the whole system, and now animations work totally fine with the CPUs or the non-human players, so they can now aim with the bow and pull the string back. They don't aim very well yet, but I am still working on fixing that, so eventually they'll be able to properly hit targets no matter how far away they are. But it's getting kind of late now, so that's going to be it for today, and I am going to head to bed for now. It's Sunday today and I will probably spend the whole day editing together this week's devlog video. Next week I'm pretty busy with school, so I probably won't have much time to even work on the game or record anything, so probably not going to be a devlog video next week. But again, that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then consider subscribing. That would be very much appreciated, and hopefully I will see you guys very soon.